Welcome to the Write Publish Market podcast. If you're a business owner thinking a book would be a great marketing asset for your business, you're in the right place. Maybe you've already committed, even better. I'm your host, Jodi Brandon, book publishing strategist and partner for business owners, CEOs, and entrepreneurs, and 20 plus year veteran of the book publishing industry. On the Write Publish Market podcast, in addition to learning from me and other industry experts, you'll hear from other business owners about their experiences as we explore all facets of writing, publishing, and marketing a book that will help your business grow in ways you might not even be dreaming of yet. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Let's do a little bit of myth busting around the book publishing world today. What do you say? Most of these are specific to book marketing, although there's a couple more general ones mixed in here that I'd like to talk about. But this is going to be like a quick hit. We're in, we're out. I'm just going to talk book myth versus reality. So let's start. We're going to do 5. Let's start with number 1. Here's the myth. You need to cast a wide net when promoting your book. I can see that this can be true for some types of books. However, for business owners, using their book as a marketing tool in their business ecosystem, this is absolutely not true. What you do need to do, the reality of your situation is that you need to get clear on your message and your messaging and then narrow your target audience because, again, your book is not for everyone. So, you want to go wide or do you want to go narrow but deep? I urge you to do the latter because your book is not for everyone. If you are clear in your message, who that book is for, and how to find them, you are going to have much greater success than a, quote unquote, spray and pray type of effort. So wide net versus narrow target audience. Let's go narrow target audience. Myth number 2, if you write it, readers will find it. I'm afraid not. This is not Field of Dreams, an old baseball movie. If you write it, readers will not find it. If you market it properly, the right readers will find it. So we need to sort of put that one on its head a little bit too. So it's way more than just you writing it and hitting publish, uploading it to the right platforms, etc. Will some readers find it by keyword searches and all of that? Absolutely. But if you have done what we talked about in myth number 1 and clarified that message and identified that more narrow target audience, then it's going to be easier for those readers to find your book because you're appropriately targeting them. You're appropriately talking about the book. You are talking about the book in the right places. You are talking about the book using the right messaging and the right words and the right phrases that those readers are looking to hear so that your book will solve the problem that they need solved. So that's number 2. Myth number 3, you don't have a platform, so it's not worth trying. Absolutely not. This one really gets me. This one really, really gets me. You know why? Because it's very simple. Followers do not equal readers. Followers do not equal book buyers. Followers do not equal clients. And we know this to be true in other aspects of our business, right? We might have an audience size of, 10,000. Does that mean we have 10,000 clients? If only it were so. If only it were so. No, followers is not the same thing as clients, readers, purchasers, etc. So it's again about, I didn't realize when I was making this list just how much they all tie into each other of these myths. That wide net approach is the same thing we have here with the platform. That's not the way it works. You've got to figure out what's your typical conversion rate. That's how you're going to get to those people. It's going to be the same as it is for other things you're selling in your business because you're not marketing, the next great American novel. You're not marketing a nonfiction book that is meant to appeal to every business person out there in this world. You have a very specific audience, and hopefully you've done the work to clarify who that is, to narrow who that is, and figure out how your book helps that specific person within the greater ecosystem of your business. Where does that person fit in? Where are they coming into your business? On your value ladder, where are they coming in? What do they need to move up that value ladder? What do they need to move through your offers? So it's not about having the biggest platform. It's about having, I always say I would rather have a small but mighty audience than a huge audience that isn't paying attention to anything that I'm doing. So you've got to figure out who is that small but mighty audience, or large and mighty audience, maybe, and get those people convert from followers into readers, into book buyers, into hopefully clients at some point along the way. Hey there, business owner and aspiring or published author. Sorry to interrupt this episode. Just wanted to check in and see if you're subscribed to Coffee and Commas, my email newsletter, where I share behind the scenes, industry info, and much more about writing, publishing, and marketing a book for your business. Sign up at bit.ly/coffee and commas sign up. That's all lowercase. Now back to the show. So, myth number 4, the work is done when you're finished writing. Again, if only this were so. You hear me talk a lot about the long game of book marketing. It is not just about launch day. It is not just about launch week. It is not even about launch month. It is about using your book as a long-term marketing asset, a tool that you are using as a specific piece within your business ecosystem to get people where you want them to go. Now, obviously, that does not happen through the book writing. So the work is definitely not done when you're finished writing. Can you and should you celebrate the success of finishing that manuscript and moving it into the publishing phase of the write, publish, market triangle? Absolutely. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to write tens of thousands of words. So you should be celebrating the end of that stage. However, there is definitely more work to do. You've got publishing decisions to make. You've got marketing plans to make. You've got all sorts of things that you need to do once the writing is finished. So, give yourself a hot minute, celebrate finishing the manuscript itself, and then dig back in because you definitely have more work to do. So that's myth number 4. And finally, the last one for today. And again, we could probably do 17 episodes of these. But the last one for today, the last myth is there's a right way and a wrong way to publish a book. I would say there is a right way for you and your business and your book, but there is not necessarily a right way or wrong way. Traditional publishing works great for some people. Self-publishing works great for some people. Hybrid works great for some people. Make sure that you're doing your homework when you're making a decision about the path that you want to pursue. There probably is one that makes the most sense for you. It's going to come down to, weighing the pros and cons of each of those 3 types of publishing matched up with the goals that you have, however you've defined book success, what that looks like for you and your project. You should be able to come up with a plan A. I wouldn't say don't come up with a plan B. It doesn't hurt to have a plan B, but plan A is the way you want to go. And, make decisions accordingly after that. If you want to pursue traditional publishing as your plan A, great. Think about a book proposal. You heard me say probably before that a book proposal doesn't hurt anybody. That I think it's a great exercise for all authors to do, but it's necessary when you're pursuing traditional publishing. If you are planning to self-publish and self-distribute, sell the book on your own website versus relying on Amazon or, other online retailers, if you want to do direct sales, that path is going to look a lot different for you. You don't have to worry about Amazon keywords. You don't have to worry about, setting up an account with Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Lulu, all the different places. So you figure out what makes the most sense for you. That's your right way to publish a book. There's not one set right way, wrong way. You'll see people doing all sorts of different things with regards to publishing, with regard to marketing, with all of it. You figure out what makes the most sense for you and your book and your business matched up with your goals for that book. And that's going to help you find the path for you. So that is what I have for you today. Book myth versus book reality. A lot of myths out there. There really are. So I hope that I have clarified some for you today. And listen, let's do this again. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Write, Publish, Market podcast. I know just how busy business owners and CEOs' schedules are. I'm grateful you've taken some time out of yours to spend with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, take a quick screenshot and share it on social to let others know you're listening. Use the hashtag WritePublishMarket to spread the love.